Chapter 15. The Delights of Love. A message from the voice of Christ through a chorus of angels in the presence of the Archangel Raphael and Archangel Gabriel. Section 1. Prelude. Beloved of God, today we speak with you once again about the tenderness of God, the sweetness of love. We have reminded you that your function is to love everything that arises, whatever it may be. This function is not a whim or a responsibility beyond your strength. We are not in the time of effort. We are in the time of truth that says, I want mercy and not sacrifice. As we have said, this truth has not been fully understood, nor has it been carried out, despite the millennia that have passed since being pronounced by God. A function has to be something that works. Just staying in the knowledge of your role is not enough, since the function itself is cause and effect at the same time. What is this function for? Before answering, we want to remind you with all the love of our hearts that you share your function with God just as everything created does. You and God have the same function. Everything created does. Everything has been created for the same purpose, to externally extend perfect love, to eternally extend perfect love. There is no other function. There never was. It is not necessary that there be anything else, because only love is real. Every function has to have a purpose. The purpose of your function is to take love wherever you are or think you are. Love made your dreams come true. Love brought patience and compassion to your illusions. Love brought acceptance to everything as it is, rather than what you think it should be. Love allowed the humility to receive and continue receiving. Love made forgiveness possible when you felt the need to be forgiven or to forgive. Love brought friendliness to words, sweetness to looks, and tenderness to your smile. In short, love expressed through you in infinite ways. To extend love is to give love. What extends is given and vice versa. In this way, beloved of heaven, loving everything that arises within you is the key to bringing love to the world. The universe will not deny you opportunities to travel this path of light and truth for you to reaffirm yourself. Trust in the benevolence of life for you and for the whole world. Give creation a chance to show its love, expressed in the treasures it will give as you extend love to the world. The world has ceased to be a battlefield where you win a war before you die. It has become a blessed place where you begin consciously to extend the love that exists in your purest hearts. Now you are in unity with the Immaculate Heart of Mary and the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Now your being radiates the light of wisdom, and your hearts flood the earth with love. Now is when your function serves the purpose of your existence. Your life begins to recover the eternal sense of divine grace. What a joy it is for us to be able to say with all our hearts and cry out to the whole universe, brothers, sisters, your lives have meaning. Your lives are holy. If you did not extend love, God Himself would cease to exist, and creation would become extinct in the blink of an eye. Section 2. Flowers of Holiness. You are the sweetness of God's love made flesh. You have made the choice for love. Carry in your hearts the treasure of the tenderness of love, a treasure often hidden from the world, so often hidden that many have forgotten it, so protected that access to it has sometimes been blocked. Today we unblock the channel through which the sweetness of heaven should flow. This is the channel of your heart. Sweetness is strength, especially in a world where its expression does not abound. Despite the perceived absence of tenderness in the world, you must remember that your brothers and sisters, not infrequently, only go out into the world with a facade on their faces, an image they seek to project. They hide behind a heavy eye. They do not show themselves as they really are because they do not know what to do or how to do it. Your function is to teach them in your own way by being yourself fully without a costume of any kind, but expressing your heart, your being as love, as you love everything that arises inside of you. If you love what you are, you will let the being that you are in truth, the living Christ who lives in you, be expressed. If you do not love what you are, you will not allow the expression of your being to spread consciously, because you do not want to see what you do not love. Nobody wishes to live with their enemy. If you do not love what you are, you have made of yourself an enemy. Recall how unpleasant it is to interact with those who hate you. Imagine that situation all the time, every day of your life, without interruption of time, place, or circumstance, and without any possibility of your enemy leaving you, to be accompanied by hatred always. That is what has been happening to you. You made your own being your enemy. Consequently, you lived in a struggle with everything and everyone. But that no longer happens. You have begun to walk the path of love, a path through which you have already traveled enough to love yourself and others. If you do not love yourself enough to live in the presence of the love that you are and enjoy the sanctity of your being, you cannot perform your function because your energy is consumed trying to get rid of an imaginary enemy. Finally, you let go and stop fighting. Child of the highest, remember once again that there never was a battlefield, nor a real war, nor a real enemy, except the one that you created in your mind. The imaginary battle seemed real, but it was a function of fantasy. The imaginary battle has now ceased. Peace dawns and begins to be recognized and accepted in your hearts. Now the treasure of your heart can come to light. That treasure is the sweetness of love. Only the strong can be sweet and express tenderness, because sweetness and tenderness belong to the realm of love, and love is the strength of God. No one can say he is strong if he does not love, nor say that he lives in truth. To love is to become one with the power of God. To live in the presence of love is to welcome the power of your heart. Do not look for power of any kind. Just let yourself be loved. The power of love has nothing to do with what the old world called love. Rather, the power of love resides in its sweetness, in the softness of its words, in the delicacy of its gaze, in the transparency of its being, in its perpetual benevolence. Love is so subtle. It is more transparent than the wind. You cannot see it, although you can enjoy its delights and know its effects. These delights are what we speak of today, and we will name each one of them. We will put into words, not to limit the meaning of love, but for you to welcome them in your mind as a bouquet of precious flowers. A present from her beloved brings joy to a woman. Daughters and sons of heaven, it is God who is speaking to you. God is the husband who comes to seek the beloved of his heart. It is love that embraces love. The delights of love are tenderness, purity, affability, sincerity, integrity, nobility, and compassion. Gather them all. Hold them always in your hands and walk the path of life, carrying the bouquet of flowers that God Himself has given you. The spouse, dressed in white in the perfect purity of holy love, the maid of Israel, as is her immaculate mother. The pure soul is the perfect spouse of love, the beloved of God, clothed in an eternally growing beauty. Now you are an ever-new, living expression of a beautiful love. Section 3. Share and be. You cannot enjoy the delights of love unless you share them. You already know that giving and receiving are truly the same. Both occur in unison. The delights of God's love, which live in your heart, are what should begin to flow naturally, like the air you breathe. As we have said, when you breathe, you receive and extend. You receive and give. If you stop giving, how could air enter your being to be given again? When you leave your solitude, you will be in the world. After a few minutes or a few hours, or perhaps after several days, the memory of this holy time will arise. Remember to spread the delights of love as much as possible. It takes nothing more than goodwill, a willingness to cultivate loving thoughts and live in love. Those who live in God do not harbor thoughts that are not of God. This is essential for those who follow this path. We do not mean that you obsessively watch your spiteful thoughts, nor are we repeating the old injunction to not have bad thoughts, for there are no bad thoughts, nor good ones. There are only true thoughts and false thoughts. The true ones come naturally from the truth and are an extension of the love from which they come, to which they return. False ones are nothing, from which they come and to which they return. My sons and daughters, you have no idea how much your life and the whole world changes when you decide to travel this new path of bringing love to the world. It is not a path to which you are sent alone without the means to accomplish. Rather, this is a road filled with both celestial and human company. You possess the 7 flowers of the bouquet of holiness, the 7 delights of love. Think of them often. Allow each one of them to color your soul. As you go along this path, painting your being with the delights of God's love, you will begin to enjoy life much more, whatever your life is like and wherever you are. You will begin to feel more grateful towards everything because every moment, every being, and everything will be a perfect means to grow in love. Rejoice that you have reached this part of the spiritual path where you go out into the world to bring love through the extension of the delights of God. First we extend it to everything visible. Then we go much further until we finally leave the physical body and enter into a reality that will allow us to bring love to the entire universe in the infinite potential dimensions of divine creation. But for that, we must learn to bring love to what we see. We start today by giving the world the delights of God's love. Listen and follow these little teachings. You already know them. It will not be difficult for you to recognize the truth that is in the words that are given now. Let us observe together how the delights of God's heart embellish not only the soul, but the whole world. To make them present in the world is to bring heaven to earth. Keep this in mind. Practice it for the joy of living in love. Tenderness counteracts anger. No war can stand against it. Purity appeases and banishes the evil intentions that sometimes creep into the heart of the child of God. A pure heart is the greatest treasure in the universe. Nothing is greater than purity because purity is godly. Not in vain have you been told, "Happy are the pure of heart, because theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Truly, truly, I say to you, only those who have a pure heart will see God. Its affability enhances the world and embellishes the face, making the soul that practices it literally the face of love on earth. Truth is always affable because it is always serene, because it does not doubt its power, for it does not doubt what it is. Sincerity is the undivided reality of God. In God there is only truth and nothing but truth, which is the same as wisdom. Wise is he who knows how to live always in truth. Integrity is the truth about being, since in the creation of God there can be nothing that is not united in the integrity of being. Not being integral is something so alien to God that you cannot conceive of such an idea in the kingdom of heaven. To be integral is to be, and to practice integrity is to live as the Christ you are. Nobility of spirit is the way of God. This is always true, since the truth does not change. Love is always noble and has no duplicity of any kind. Nobility unmakes hypocrisy and lies, because nobility integrates within itself compassion and the other delights of God. We have left compassion, a quality of the pure soul, for the end. Compassion enables you to unite the outer world with your inner world. Compassion is what will make you able to integrate your human nature with God. Being a God-man is what perfect compassion will give you as an effect of its extension. Learn from Jesus and Mary, who have shown compassion to everyone and everything, because they are meek and humble of heart. Keep this simple reminder of the 7 delights of God, of God's heart, in mind. Tenderness, purity, affability, sincerity, integrity, nobility, compassion. And love them for what they are, treasures of holiness. Now that you are ready to walk the earth as God's, in union with the Immaculate Heart of Mary and the Sacred Heart of Jesus, go through the world carrying love. You will not go alone. You will go with the love in your heart and the joy of God in your countenance. You will be more God-like every day. And we assure you that whoever sees you will see Christ. In that way you will be the living expression of the second coming.